We'll check best premium setups. I'll add a few free-to-play vehicles so that you would know what to work for if you want to make those setups even stronger. They are all extremely strong, but they have very different playstyles. So being top 10 or top 1 doesn't mean anything at all. Basically, gentlemen, you will have to make up your mind of which of these options fit your playstyle the most. Starting off with my personal favorite, 6.3 USA, which consists of T20, Super Hellcat, T28, and as a free-to-play vehicle, I put in the 76 Super Jumbo. Basically, you have everything for every scenario. You can use Super Hellcat for extremely big maps or whenever you want to flank someone, because it's just super fast and it has a fantastic cannon. T20 is just extremely solid universal tank, which has fantastic mobility, allows you to shoot first pretty much all the time because it has a good stabilizer. Basically, with these two vehicles, you can already win games easy. If you get up tiered against stronger opponents in like a small city map, you can just take out the meme T28, because even though it is a meme, it is actually in some specific scenarios very strong, especially if you put on few bushes here and there just to hide the weak spots. It goes crazy. But T28 is absolutely unnecessary. You will be fine with just Super Hellcat T20 and the Jumbo, because 76 Jumbo is just extremely powerful if you get a fight against your battle rating opponents or weaker vehicles. They just don't know how to penetrate that thing. It is insanely strong, but it farms a little bit less silver and XP. This setup requires medium skill for accuracy and knowledge of weak spots. It is very fun. It will farm you a lot of silver. It is great at completing daily tasks, but it won't unlock you top tier. So basically, unlock potential is not that high. That is if you are interested in unlocking top tier. 5.7 Germany, which has both premium Tigers plus the Tiger P. You can take the free-to-play frying pan if you really want to, or just another Tiger as a free-to-play option. Do 335, which is just a disgusting plane. If you use stealth shells and these armored shells, you can shred tanks with your cannons, no problem at all. Basically, you have infinite Tiger Rush, which is just extremely painful to deal with. If you feel that your Tiger gets one-shot all the time, you can just check this video real quick and you'll be absolutely fine. You'll be dominating dudes. But in general, just use these shells because they one-shot absolutely everything. This setup requires low to medium skill because you gotta know how to angle your Tiger. It will farm you tons of silver, but it has a pretty bad unlock potential because it won't unlock you a lot of vehicles. A really quick one is Sweden 3.7, which consists of Sherman 3.4 and Sav. It is pretty much a cheat at completing tasks and wagers, and it is super fun. So basically, zero skill required. However, it will not progress your account in terms of unlocking new vehicles, and it's not that great at silver farming, but it's not that bad either. It's just a super fun, extremely strong setup. 10.3 USSR, and I've put it not because it's good, but rather to mention it because it is one of the most popular setups that people go for. It has T80UD, Turmstedt, 2S38, and some people throw in BMD4M as well. But the main must-have vehicle for this exact setup is SU-25K, which is the most important part of the setup because this beast will deliver you like 7 to 9 frags per spawn. The thing is, these tanks are okay, but they're difficult to play with and require good positioning because they do not have any reverse speed at all. I noticed that most beginners buy this setup and 90 to 95% of them stop playing the game in like 2-3 weeks. You can do well with this setup for sure, but most of your profits will come from SU-25K. So basically, you have to be good at casts. So if you're an experienced player, only in that case you can get this setup, but I wouldn't recommend it, even though it was one of my first setups as well. It is very high skill. It has great unlocking potential, it requires good cast knowledge, and it is average for daily task completion. It also has very bad win rates and teams are very weak in general. If some of you bought this setup, I believe in you, you will do great.
Gentlemen, between you and me, they are absolutely
What I would suggest to you is probably the most fun USSR setup, which is maximum aggression and toxicity. If you pick the 5.3 setup, you will have to play against up-tier tanks pretty much all the time, but you won't care about it that much. But if you pick 5.7, you will start meeting King Tigers, which is a little bit painful. The whole tactic is destroy people by using good tanks. Then when you get PK'd, you spawn in P8, which is a free-to-play bomber. You drop your tactical nuke on the most problematic place to get a multi-frag, while the bomb is falling, you leave the plane and you spawn in Yak 9, which is also a free-to-play plane, and use these shells right over here to absolutely just win the game. There are millions of free-to-play upgrades if you want to make this setup even bigger. It is fantastic at completing missions, wagers, farming score for events, but the silver farm and XP farm, they're not that great. But just in general, this setup is probably one of the most fun, aggressive setups in the game, but it requires you to use CAS. 12.0 USA. If you're planning to buy just one Abrams, I would suggest you the cringe one, the Thunder one, because it doesn't have the white chair and 2 yoga mats popping out like this, which, trust me, gives away your position a lot more frequently than people think. Basically, these Abramses are really strong in general, but you have to be an experienced player or you have to be willing to learn top tier, because these tanks are extremely powerful glass cannons, which requires a lot of game knowledge to be efficient. And this strong duo has also a support vehicle of RDFLT, which is a light tank, but it's very slow, so it's even slower than medium tanks. But it is very efficient at farming score, and you will need that score to spawn in with these 2 things right over here, or just one. I would probably just get the raw 66 and that's it. If you're a baller, you can get both of them for second spawn, but in that case, you're definitely going to hell. Especially if you learn how to use helicopters well, then you'll be one of the most annoying players to deal with. You can also throw in AV-8B for guaranteed 4 frags, or F111F. So it is basically high skill, fantastic unlocking potential, okayish for daily tasks, but it is not going to be chill at all. You will always be sweating and tryharding like crazy, because most of the players don't know how to play these vehicles, and that's why it has one of the worst win rates in the game. Obviously, there are more reasons, but you know, I'd say a lot more chill setup would be 4.3 Germany, which is probably one of the best setups for daily tasks. I know KV-1B looks kind of terrifying because it is not on sales, it is a Gaijin shop thing, and there's no discounts for this thing, but during sales, people sell off their premium tanks so that they would buy something else that they want, and usually their price drops at that point. So basically, you can grab it during the sales because it will also drop in price. Basically, you have everything. Fantastic heavy tank, amazing medium tank of T-34-747. Then you can add Churchill, which is absolutely fantastic as a third or later spawn because it is a beast, especially going against weaker opponents that can't penetrate it. And Yak Panzer is just one of the best free-to-play tank destroyers in the game. It is extremely dominant. It is fantastic for completing tasks and stuff. 0 skill, all you will need to learn is Sherman weak spots and T-34 weak spots, and that's pretty much it. It is great for farming score for events, completing daily tasks, wagers. Doesn't farm silver or XP pretty much at all, but if you want to relax after work, it is a fantastic option because you can just chill and play. 12.0 USSR for top tier enjoyers, especially since it has another T80 UE1 right now. You can throw in T80 UK or UM2 into the setup as well just to make it bigger and more powerful. Some people also throw in 2S38, but I personally wouldn't suggest it because top tier jets are so fast that there's no shot of hitting them at all. Su-39 is fantastic if you get down tiered and you get to fight against weaker anti-air vehicles, because in that case it just slaps like crazy. There's also K50 for this setup, which just makes it super powerful if you get a fight against your own BR. However, if you get up tiered against stronger anti-airs, then you just will not be able to spawn in with Su-39 or K50 because they will insta-die. It requires very high skill, it has fantastic unlocking capabilities, but you will be sweating pretty much all the time. You will need to learn how to use CAS efficiently and helis. Basically, you will have to become jack of all trades. So I would suggest this setup only for very experienced players that just really want to play top tier. It is weaker than USA premium setup. Sweden 10.7. This is actually a really nice gem that I found, which consists of CV90105, Christian, CTCV if you have it. It's good for massive maps, but you don't really need it if you have CV90105 anyways. It's more than enough. And Me-28A as support heli, which is a very solid helicopter right now. At this point, it is absolutely amazing, dude. It's crazy. It is extremely essential for this setup. It just makes it so much better, bro. And if somehow you bought experienced or unlocked AGS 37, bro, this setup becomes so insanely strong. It is absolute crazy. Difficulty would be like medium plus, but unlocking potential is great at farming silver and XP. It is not bad for daily tasks, and it farms event score very efficiently. So basically, if you want to learn top tier gameplay, this would be probably the best place to start. You can also learn pre-tops with China 9.0. It is kind of nice, and it was the second setup that I was using personally, consisting of Type 69 2G and WMA 301. You can put in Gazelle if you really want to. It's not a bad helicopter, but it is a free-to-play one. And if you want more tanks in the setup, you can just add Object 122 MT or T62, but I would rather just take the Object 122 MT because it is just that much better. It's a pretty good vehicle, but it will not farm you silver or XP. Basically, you use WMA 301 for like massive maps where you need fantastic thermals, and Type 69 2G for absolutely every single other scenario because it is just that universal beast. It is a fantastic vehicle. Skill-wise, it is medium, maybe a little bit easier than medium. It is great at farming silver and XP. It has good unlocking potential. If you unlock WZ305, it will be absolutely insane. It will destroy all the planes in the air, no problem. And it will make the daily tasks that much easier because those proxy shells are super strong. But in general, not everyone wants to unlock China because China top tiers are very weak at this point. So yeah. 7.0 USA with T29 and M46. You can also add M26E1 if you can get it, or get these two premium tanks if you are a baller. But at that point, I would just suggest you move to 6.7 in general and just dominate right over there in lower BRs. Very strong laid back gameplay, excellent for farming silver. If you want, you can take A2D for just casting people. It is one of the best cast planes in this BR. 6.7 premium setup is also fantastically fine. It is pretty much identical to this. Skill wise, it is easy. It's good for daily tasks, great for wagers, great for farming score for events, but unlocking potential is pretty bad. So yeah, there might be a few more good setups, but these are the main ones by far. If I would have to buy a setup right now, I would probably go for Sweden 10.7, USA 6.3, and USSR 5.3. And then I would buy solo premium vehicles for other nations. So next video will be about solo single pick premium vehicles because there are a few insane gems right over there. So if you want to buy one premium vehicle that does it all and doesn't need anything else, well, in that case, I will see you in that video. All right, see you next time, gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Joe. You're amazing.